All right. Let's get the shop going here. Good morning, everybody. It is 11 o'clock. It is January 5th, 2019. We have a cold, blustery, windy day. Rain expected later today here in Apple Valley, California. Today's not going to be much of a fab day, a figure out day. Well, kind of a figure out day. What we're going to do today is we're going to take this rack that we just got done with. We are going to position it on the truck, and we're going to figure out exactly where everything's going to go. Where the tie-down hooks need to be welded, where get my cold-blooded baby going here, where the rack itself needs to be bolted down, how much clearance I need for the push bar on the quads. I'm going to figure all that out today. And when we get that figured out, then I'll take apart the racks again, as far as the wood portion, and we'll paint them. We will smooth out some of those welds with a grinder, and then we'll bolt the wood back in there, and then we will mount it to the truck. See how my Mickey Mouse engineering does. I did install air shocks on this truck just for this purpose. When we put me and my son's bike, that brand new air shock right there, and then I put the inflation fitting right here. Just his quad and my ATC and the trailer. My truck sags a little, so I did it for that. But now with the third bike and then a little more supplies with a third person, I'm hoping I can level that out, give the trailer an even ride height and everything. So that's what we're going to do today. Here we go. So deep in Apple Valley is this little mom and pop motorcycle place, Ram Motorsports, and we come here all the time. They have a ton of stuff for this tiny little building. Huh, buddy? Yeah. What's happening? How you doing? Good. See, they got tons of stuff in here. Let's show them the parts section. Fluids, gear, boots, tires, helmets, all kinds of goodies in this little place, huh?
Yeah, and ETC tires.
What kind of tires?
ETC.
ETC?
ATC.
Let's go. Thank you. Pretty cool, huh? For a little hole in the wall place. So if you guys are coming out to Johnson Valley, Ram Motorsports, Highway 18, about a half a mile west of Central. So my all-time favorite sport since about 1978 has been Supercross dirt bike racing, and this year I've got 2 screens to watch it out in the garage. So that's my little plug for my favorite sport. We got these things home. I'm going to throw this rack on there, and we're going to start experimenting with fitment size and all that stuff. I'm a little worried that when I go to load the quads, it's going to shove this rack forward just from the weight of the quads coming forward. So as a safety measure, I'm going to stick that in there, and I did the same thing on the other side. Even though it's not where, thank you, son, even though it's not where the final mounting place will end up being for the rack, it's going to give me a little error buffer here, a little error margin, right?
Yep.
So this little tie-down mechanism is supposed to go at the bottom of the ramp and pull the ramp forward, but I've always wondered why someone just doesn't drill a hole up there and drop a bolt in to keep the ramps from sliding backwards. I opted not to take the rear gate off because the rack is back about a half a foot, which keeps that angle pretty mild. All right, so I've never ridden a quad up these big ramps before ever in my life. Scares me to death. I've loaded hundreds of bikes and quads by lifting them on low trailers, so this will be the first time I've ever done this. I'm going to video it, so if it goes wrong, at least we'll have a good fail video. Here we go. Can't go very fast.
That worked out nice.
That's a lot hairier than I thought it was going to be. You see, I didn't ride it up. It's just way too steep. You know, if we're loading and I park back up to like a 2-foot tall dune, we could just ride them straight across. That's probably going to be my method of safety. So that one's up. The Raptor's bigger, heavier, but it has more power, so we'll see how that goes. The other challenge is I can't bring this ramp all the way over here, obviously, unless I pull the rack back, which may be something I decide to figure out. So this has to get moved far enough to one side to allow the Raptor up here and put into its slot. And that was something I anticipated before and just thought, well, we'll just see how it goes when we get there. Okay, so this is perfect. Gonna hold the tire in. This is perfect. You ram the tire up against here. On this quad, there's no way that will hit the window. So I can run this even further forward if I want to. So this works perfect. So now we're going to see how we can get that 250 in this space. I may have to hang 2 tires off the side. What scares me a little is this is not bolted down. I don't want it to go whoop. So I might clamp this side and give it a try. So here we go, right?
Yeah.
What do you think so far? Yeah, a little sketchy going up, huh?
Yes.
Don't fall down again.
Yeah.
So all I did was I kind of shifted the rear end over, just hanging that left rear tire off about 3 inches. And I think this will work. We're gonna give it a try. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so check it out. $200 ATV ramp, 159 bucks. Now I did notice when I was loading, I kept stepping here to help me get some leverage to lift the front end of these things and slide them over.
That was awesome.
So I may leave enough room for my foot to go here, or at least on this bar square, not hitting the window. So I will come up forward. I'm not sure how much. I think I need that room for my foot when I'm adjusting these things in place. So saw me ride that one up. More CCs, bigger fat body. It worked. I think it has a lot more. The CG's way more forward with that engine being bigger, larger, and more forward, where this one's more centered kind of back here. So anyway, they're up there. Check it out. Not bad for a tire guy, huh, buddy?
Nope.
All right, so that question we ask is, will my ATC fit sideways here. I know this quad will fit sideways there, but I would rather have all 8 wheels up here to provide more deck space with a 3-wheeler here. So the only way to find out is go get it. I couldn't bring it here, right? Because only 2 would fit in the back of the thing on the way there. So we're clamped, we're tied down, and this thing is going nowhere. And we are gonna go try to load the 3-wheeler on the back and bring it home. And then eventually today we're gonna put the camper behind it also with the extended hitch and see how it all works. Because today is test day, right buddy?
Yeah.
First test ride over here, did not move an inch, and the truck was as steady as can be, and I didn't even put any air in the airbags yet. This thing looks like it is designed to fit right here. I mean, look at that. The tire goes right, it'll go right under there. So if I even need more room, I can slide it under there. And I can just relocate this.
What's that?
So, look at that, you guys. It's gonna work, man. The other question I gotta ask is, when I graduate to the 400, and get that thing put back together, it's not gonna fit here. But I just measured that 90. And like I stated before, the 90 will just fit right here, all 4 tires. So we'll have the 250, 400, and 90 eventually. So now we got to hook up the trailer and test it. Let's go try that. Alright, with the tailgate down, got the extended swing arm. That's enough room, don't you guys think? I mean, if this was on the bumper, directly on the bumper, this distance would be even shorter. So jump up and down. Alright, well, those things will take 200 psi. I put 70, which I think is way too much. But now you can see the rear end's up a little higher. So we'll go with that and we'll go drive around and see what it looks like. Side note, on my computer I made what I'm going to call the master camping list, and you know, they have all of the items in here that you would take every time you camp for, you know, everything you're going to need, and then you can add stuff here, and I can make some suggested additions in this column over here. These are all permanently ones that go with us every time, so that just makes loading a little easier as my brain gets a little older. So looks like we got all of our testing done just to see where that rack is going to end up being mounted. So now really all we need to do is decide how to mount it, and then drill some holes, get some bolts, tear it apart, paint the thing. You know, we got it all dialed. So next phase is just kind of completing it. Now that the puzzle's been mocked up, we're going to make it permanent.